What up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe, turn your alerts on. This is A2D Wednesday nights. We got a little draft coming to you. Let's go.
Oh my God! I'm embarrassed! He's flying!
Welcome in. It's almost time.
Welcome in, everybody. This is A2D Wednesday nights, only on A2D Radio. Every Wednesday, we are brought to you by our good friends over at Phillies Sports Trips. And hey, Birds fans, Tom Arnone, I got some huge news for you. Phillies Sports Trips has released their Eagles schedule. Make sure you go see my friends at phillysportstrips.com and reserve your spot today. You'll get to hang out and watch a Birds games in a great city with former Eagles like Hollis Thomas, John Dornbos, David Akers. Philly Sport Trips books at the best hotels and has the best Eagles available. You'll have a great time. Book now and tell them A2D sent you. That's phillysportstrips.com. As always on Wednesday nights, Greg Milwakovic, Frank Vespi, Ralph Del Vecchio, Ryan Brodo. I'm Tom Arnone. Chrome be with us shortly. Noah's probably sleeping. Everybody out there, welcome in. We have a draft for you. We'll have our Philadelphia Athletes live draft. So each team will consist of 4 players, and you can't have 4 players from the same team. So everybody's got to be a little different. The 4 majors, for anybody out there that's unioned up, right, or loves the wings, wants to cover the wings.
Yeah,
like that's a real gig.
Wings,
yeah, you know who those guys are, but that's fine. I'm here to take shots. So we'll get into that, and our poll question ties right into it. And our poll question is brought to you by FanUp, and FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily MLB contests right now, and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use our promo code A2D, and you get $50 right at sign up. You can download FanUp on the Apple Store. Our poll for this evening's show should be a fun one. Should get a lot of debates. Joel Embiid is still the best athlete in Philadelphia. Do you agree or disagree? We know what Greg thinks. Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcast, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Most importantly, join the conversation tonight. Let us know. Agree or disagree. Joel Embiid is still the best athlete in Philadelphia. I know this isn't going to be perceived well by the masses. All right, I know we're an Eagles town. And if we're not just an Eagles town, we have a lot of guys that love the Harper flow. All right?
Love the flow.
Love the flow, rightfully so. Love the flow as well. Both other guys that I'm not going to mention right away are all in this conversation. But yes, I agree. Joel Embiid is the best athlete in Philadelphia. All right? And I hate to argue that it's not close. We're talking about athletes. We're talking about athletes. Keep in mind, we had the same argument last year. There's things on the court that nobody in the league can do, which is arguably the most athletic league in all professional sports. All right, arguably. You can make an argument. Hard thing to do is hit a baseball. I get it. All right, I coach it every day. All right, I gotta talk kids off the ledges on a daily basis because it is the hardest thing to do in sports. But what this guy does on a basketball court, night in, night out, outside of the playoffs, is remarkable. It's remarkable. He's the MVP of the league, though, Greg. I mean, he's the MVP of the league.
Sure.
So Jalen didn't win MVP. Jalen missed 2 games. Bryce Harper, not MVP this past year. Phenomenal year. Right? Phenomenal. But neither one of those teams won the whole damn thing where you could say, well, they carried them. Nah, they carried them. Harper, you can make the case, carried at points, right? It's hard in baseball to be the lone carrier.
Yeah.
You got to win by a lot of other things, right?
Yeah.
Football, we know Jalen's spectacular, but the roster's pretty good too, right? Not taking anything away from him. He's still got to take snaps, make reads, and make plays, right? So I'll never be the roster guy, per se. Joel Embiid's been doing this pretty consistently now. So let's keep that real too. As much as that's the last taste in our mouth, it's sour. I get it. That night I said I would deal him. Right now, when you can't get it, his value isn't higher after an MVP. Doesn't get higher than that. All right, unless you win MVP and cut nets down too, then it gets even higher. Where you're not in the trade market then. Okay? His value will never get higher. I said I would have dealt him that night. off raw emotion of it, right? You sit back, you take a step back, and here we are. I don't want to talk about what he hasn't done. And my argument here is what he has. And what he has, nobody outside of MJ has averaged more points per minute than Joel Embiid. Sorry, I'll leave everybody else times theirs. There's my argument. Everybody else, times yours to argue that back. Tell me how those two guys are that generational. Harper, obviously generational, right? Okay, but argue me how those two guys live up to what he's done on the court, numbers-wise, year in, year out. That's my argument for Joel Embiid. It's also my son. Well, everybody out there, what do you say? Joel Embiid is still the best athlete in Philadelphia. Agree or disagree? And I know somebody's going to cop it out here and say, well, it says still. I'm going to wait for that guy because I'm going to smoke that guy.
I'll go next.
No, please do.
I agree to the poll as well. I think Joel Embiid is still the best athlete in Philadelphia, man. I really, really do. I mean, fun fact about Bryce Harper,
Fun fact, he said.
still hasn't made an all-star team as a Philadelphia Philly, by the way. Still hasn't made an all-star game as a Philly yet.
Yeah, he gets nationally hate, though. He gets a national hate rap.
Okay, I'll give you that. But he's still an all-star team.
I know it, Ralph. I sat here. Now I'm defending Harper. I sat here and smoked him when he was with Washington, and then couldn't get him on my lap quicker when he got here.
What do you want for Christmas?
Yeah.
But no, I agree to the poll. I think Joel is still the best athlete in Philadelphia. Like you said, Tommy, what that guy does on the court is something that we haven't seen from a center or a guy in the NBA for a very long time, a guy that can shoot the midi and he can shoot the three and obviously take you to town when he's down in the post and on the block. But the other thing too with Jalen Hurts, obviously it's still young in his career. Obviously he got the money this offseason, but we still have to see what his career is going to pan out to be. And we already know what Bryce is so far through these 4 to 5 years that he is with the Phillies. But ever since Joel has been with the Sixers, it's been ever since he stepped on the court, it seems like he's been getting 30 and 15 every single night, and that's been his ceiling so far for the Sixers. And it's always continue. And it seems like every time he steps on the court, it's a wow factor. Like, what else can this guy do that we haven't seen before from Joel Embiid? So I agree to the poll. I think right now in Philadelphia, he's still the best athlete that we have in the city at number one.
Yeah, well, I mean, you couldn't have said it better, Ralph. Couldn't have followed up better.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're making the case for Kevin Hayes making the case really hard for Kevin Hayes here now. The three guys that we would be in this conversation. Tommy, I don't think it's as far apart. Shut up, Siri.
No, of course she doesn't.
I don't think it's as far apart as you make it. While Joel was special, right? I mean, I don't.
Hold on, real quick. Have I ever made an argument where I'm not going to try to make it seem far apart, Greg?
No, not at all.
Okay, just
I mean, that's just your forte. No, absolutely. Right.
Yeah,
and here I am trying to reel it back in a little bit to normal, right? Because what those three guys lack right now is the consistency in the big moments, right? We could all look and pinpoint throughout everyone's career at big moments at the NFL level, or I'm sorry, at the professional level, and can pinpoint inconsistencies, right? You look at obviously the one huge play for Jalen, right? I mean, that's a huge play. Had a monster game, but we can't disregard that play. Joel either being hurt, or we look at games 6 and 7 and just being not there, right? And then Bryce didn't have the greatest World Series performance from a DH that we would have hoped to, right? You know, that guy's kind of Jordan. I don't think that ball's landed yet from Jordan.
Yeah, it's like the Pujols effect, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Part of me wants to disagree and go Jalen, right? Just because he's the only one of that group, outside Bryce, but he's the one that got to the biggest moment, right? I mean, got to the stage, but lost. So I will still disagree. I would still agree and say Joel. And I'm sure it's a shocker.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But you also have to look at what's going on, right? You mentioned Jalen. He's got a lot of talent around him, right? He's got a lot of talent around him. Not to take anything away from him, but he's got talent around him. Bryce is having a down year so far, right? Hasn't hit a homer since I don't even know when, right?
May 26th.
Thought he had one yesterday.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm
first base.
Can I do this real quick? But I can't believe I'm going to defend that. Not that you're not, but like I'll defend everything with Harper this year. Like I'll fight for you know what I mean? I will fight because I'm a realist.
I hear you, and I'm not saying this is obviously all on him.
Hold on, real quick, because I don't think it's talked about enough. Why we're here? This is
let's do it.
This is your power hand. This is so. I'm a righty lefty. I throw right, bat left. That's your power hand, not your top hand. Your top hand's your guide hand. It just guides you right to the baseball properly every time. This is where your power's coming from. So when you can't work this arm, when you are shut down from working this arm, what did people think was going to happen? That he was going to all of a sudden hit 40? No, he's a warrior. He's back because he's tough as nails and wants to be there because he's a great teammate. All right. But that being said, I don't expect that to come back until Greg, and I'll end it there until like September-ish, if it even comes back this year.
Until he's able to work out with it, right? I mean, that's the reality of it, right? We talked about it a couple weeks ago on Agree to Disagree, how, his body looks less, muscular than it has been in the past, whatever. But no, ultimately, I will, and probably a shock, I will agree that it is still Joel. I just think it's a little closer than of course Tommy makes it out to be.
Yeah.
Frank, you're up, buddy.
All right, here we go. All right, I just want to make sure my mic is unmuted before I start talking. All right. So when it comes to the poll, I got to break the chain on this one. I'm going to disagree to the poll on this one, and I'm going to give it to Jalen Hurts on this one. I think the last couple games that I saw from Joel Embiid, Game 6 and Game 7, has really soured, my perception of him. I'm not, stepping up to those big moments. And when we need Joel to step up during those moments, it's like watching a dog with its tail through its legs. It is frustrating to watch. The centerpiece of the Philadelphia 76ers not stepping up to the big time. But here's something that Jalen Hurts has done, and that's getting out of the second round of the playoffs. And I think the attitude that Jalen Hurts brings to this city, I mean, fans are loving it. The whole culture, this Eagles team, Jalen, Sirianni, everything around Jalen Hurts has been amazing. And yeah, I'm all on Jalen right now. Joel, sorry, down to number 2 for me. Jalen's now the new number 1.
Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, my argument is just the longevity of it. Not that Joel has this like long-standing like health longevity, but in his numbers and being consistent on that point, it's just been longer, right? Which is fine. I mean, Jalen, Harper, and Joel are all in this conversation for a reason. So to the dumb, I'm not going to use this word that says like people are scared to disagree with me. You're a moron. So I don't know what anybody's scared of. We're virtual. So what am I coming across somebody's table? Just Jim Everett calling him Chris? Like I don't know what you expect. We talk with passion when you talk sports. If you think it's a patty cake, you've never talked sports with your buddies. Continue on. Thanks for disagreeing, Frank.
You're not scared.
I mean, clearly he's never seen a show. Whoever said that with me and you on it, because I also disagree with the poll, and I'm gonna.
I know you would. You got a hard
go on the Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Wearing your Eagles boxers.
Oh yeah. I'm going to give a couple different things here. I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on Frank. I'm going to give a couple different numbers. 570 pound squat, 275 bench press, 585 pound deadlift. He's a freak of nature athletically.
But that's not athletic talent.
Hold on.
No. I'm going to hold you on. I'm going to hold. No. Make an argument that he's a great athlete. Don't bring up weightlifting. Weightlifting does not make the weightlifting is no correlation. A freaking guy.
Build. Tom, let me finish talking.
No, because it's wrong. If it's an argument, it's an argument, Chrome. Weightlifting doesn't equal a great athlete.
But it does, because it makes up the body, the capsule of your body, which is what makes you an athletic freak of nature, and which allows you to do everything that you do on the field, which helps you keep your body more in better condition.
It brings it out.
Part of it.
It
It's
brings
all a
it
part
out.
of it.
Yes, it brings it out, but it's not, doesn't, you weightlifting and
nature.
squatting doesn't make you a better athlete than somebody. Unless we're at the combine.
It contributes to the effort that he does to condition his body to be the best that he could possibly be on the field. Yes, it does have something to do with it, Tom.
To say he's a hard worker doesn't have to do with athletic ability.
That's more than work, man. That's keeping your body conditioned and then going out on the field and using that conditioning
weightlifting as
to
a whole
enhance your performance on the field. Anyway, I'm going to move on. It's semantics. There's no
it's
point.
Not though. It's the truth. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you if Hurts is a better athlete. I'm arguing with the argument that you're trying to make. It's not a different point. It's a wrong argument. It's a wrong argument.
First of all, I didn't even make my argument yet.
You started off wrong. When you start off that wrong.
No, nobody.
I mean, I play sports my whole life. Weightlifting does not make you a great athlete.
Well, that's good.
Lifting weights is not like, oh, he squats a lot, so he's a great athlete.
It does contribute to how your athletic conditioning is. Absolutely, yes, it does. Okay. Otherwise, everybody running around like a Manute Bol out there or Sean Bradley.
Okay, that's where you're going to go. Go ahead. All right.
But anyway, out there, he has been a guy who throughout his career, and he has had his failures, but he has been a guy who, if you look at every level, he's improved. And very, very quickly, it was this close. Now, I know Greg brought up the Super Bowl, and you're absolutely right. He had that moment, but he also had that bounce back. He didn't quit like a James Harden did, like a Joel Embiid did in Game 7, where everybody else around him tried to make the effort up, but you just can't do that without your superstar players. Jalen made a mistake, but Jalen came back and fought that whole game and really was almost carried them back into that. The defense, I think, also, and your defensive coordinator, who I think really was checked out before that game started, also contributed to that loss. You know, I think there's a big difference between a bunch of factors and him having a big mistake, but other things going on around him, and your biggest star players just not showing up. Or maybe would have been better off not showing up. And I know the body of work is a little bit different, and I agree with you on that, Tom, but I also think when you look at his work, it's the performance on the field, the level that he plays at, the work ethic that he puts into play at that field or at that level, and the improvement that you really have seen. If you go back to even the high school level up through college, he has improved at every stage against the detractors. I feel like at this point now, and he really has gotten further. Like, you know, I mean, the Phillies got to the championship last year, so there's an argument for Bryce. He's gotten further than Embiid has as well. And he has up until this year with the injury issues you guys discussed. He's performed on the field. He's lived up to that contract in spades. He's done his job when other guys weren't doing their job. So, you know, I think there's a really strong argument for Bryce. And to give me, you know, I don't want to say give a bit of a pass. Yeah, give a pass for this year with the way things are going with the injury and stuff. But I just find it really hard. And I think Frank's right that I don't think Joel did himself any favors this year. I mean, that's to me, you can't be. He's an athlete.
Won the MVP.
I understand.
Didn't do any favors.
You can't quit in Game 7.
Jokic.
You can't quit in Game 7. I mean, that's just an issue.
I hear you, but he's played hurt. Why doesn't he get his accolades?
Like I almost feel bad for Joel that you finally got to that point, but the stigma is now going to be in game. You lost to the guy that beat you the 2 years before, and you quit in Game 7. That's what's going to be there. It sucks, but
fair. It was there.
I know. So, and you know what?
Maybe he should have lifted more.
Jalen was this close. Maybe he should have. Jalen was this close.
He was. Also had a big, costly, like Greg said, turnover. So
yeah, he did.
Yeah,
a lot of big plays in that game to get him back in too.
No, he did.
Yeah, didn't he leave the game with? He didn't leave the game losing, right? He left the
game tied, 35-35.
Yeah, it'd be so much. It would roll so much better off the tongue if it was like he left the field with a lead, but I can't do that. I can't even do that. It would be so much easier if one of these three guys had a championship, and it's just like, oh, he won a championship, case closed, right? It would just be better.
It's not a discussion.
But also, like what I was going to say is the Chrome Ride is like winning a championship doesn't like we're talking about athletes, right? So we're like it doesn't necessarily mean like, oh, a guy won a championship, so he's a better athlete than another guy, right? Because like all these sports are obviously team sports and team oriented, right? So it's like it doesn't mean you have to win a championship to be the best athlete in the city, right? It makes sense. It just usually goes hand in hand in people's minds that's how it, you know what I mean? Like the guy who goes the furthest is the best, no matter what, right?
It's the ring chase culture.
It helps the resume, right? As far as like, okay, this, fill in the blank athlete's importance to winning in the city, or just importance, right? Because we could argue, no matter if we're talking athletes or however phrase we could put on it, these three, Hurts, Harper, and Embiid, are the most important. Maybe I can name a fourth, which I'm sure he'll be up in the draft very quickly. As far as the most important athletes in the city, also, I'm going to stand on an island by myself. Actually, I'm going to go Harper. Honestly, just to switch it up a little bit. Listen, I mean, there's no secret, and I'm not the only one on here, but saying this obviously. But the Game 6 and Game 7 really still stings with me with Embiid, right? It really, really still stings. And I'm not trying to describe Embiid's entire career off of 2 games. And really, Game 6 was a matter of 5.5 minutes, right? Because up until that, I mean, they had the lead, for God's sakes. But at least the other 2 guys have gotten past that. And I know what the argument is. Okay, it's the Eagles got past the Sixers and the Phillies got past the Sixers. It's not just one team, one player teams here. But I would go Harper with that because, listen, we talked about how, whether we want to give, what we've seen so far this year, from Harper a pass. We could talk about how he came back early, all those things. And we also talk about how he elevated his game directly coming back from a long-term injury last season. Right? It looked like, oh my God, this guy's lost in September. Once the playoffs get here, he's paramount as far as their charge to the World Series. Obviously, he cooled off in the World Series, but to that matter, who did? Right? I mean, you could argue
it's baseball, right?
Yeah.
So you're not gonna go hot for 24 straight.
I wish.
I mean, it's great. Yeah.
I wish we could store that. But we look at it like, Ralph, that's actually a really good stat you brought up earlier with the All-Star games, but I mean, listen, the guy has been, even in the Kapler years, the guy's been awesome since he's gotten here, right? Except for that first month struggle where it's kind of like, oh, what the hell is this? He has an MVP over the last 24 months. We obviously saw what he's done, in the playoffs where he's elevated his game. I'm going to go him first. I think it's close, right? There's definitely an argument for all 3, and I think we're lucky to have an argument where we can have different people, slot in. Right. And who knows, by Sixers season, I'm sure the propaganda will be flowing to where we'll be like, oh, this is the year of the Sixers and Embiid's back to 1. Right. I'll buy in just because this is what I do every October. But right now I'll go with Harper. I'll go Harper 1.
I think there's great arguments for all 3.
Yeah. To your point, real quick too, Ryan, the one detraction against this Embiid too is when you look at the success of the Eagles and you look at the success of the Phillies, the Sixers had a much higher expectation going in and fell massively short to where I'm just saying the general consensus. There was a higher expectation going in. And I do believe that they changed.
For who? For who? Hold on, the Eagles or the Phillies? Compared to who?
No, I'm saying compared to the Sixers, who went into the season as a potential Eastern Conference favorite last season. Mm-hmm. The Eagles and the Phillies massively exceeded expectations.
I disagree. Fully disagree with the Phillies. You want to talk about the Eagles? Fine. The Phillies, absolutely not. Not the money they spent, not the team they had, not with 2 guys at the top of your rotation like that, not with the lineup that you went out and got last year before even Trey Turner. That team was supposed to make the postseason.
I'm talking but I'm talking about beginning of the year, right? I'm not saying you're wrong, and I do think it curved because they made additions last year to improve the bullpen, which was not very good until about midseason last year. They made additions that I think curved the expectations. When I'm talking about just at the very beginning of the year, because a lot of people still said the Phillies have a lot of question marks at pitching. They looked at the Eagles and said, is Jalen Hurts even going to be a starting quarterback in this league? There's a lot of question marks on both sides. A lot of people looked at the Sixers and said, James Harden went and he signed for less money, and they went and got PJ Tucker, and they added DeAndre Melton. They added all these different things, and they have the depth now to make a run with Boston and Milwaukee.
All fair arguments, but the kicker to that is the kicker to all of it is the only reason the Sixers were put up higher is because they haven't. That's the argument. It's not that the other teams weren't good enough to win or people didn't or wasn't pressure to win. It was that the Phillies had to win. Like, just to make this clear, like, we'll talk about pressure, what they went out and signed. And like, you're running out of time here. So the pressure last year when they signed Schwarber and brought in Nicky was to win. It wasn't like, oh, they're going to just be better. No, we were talking World Series around here. And then they came out and played like dog shit. So then the expectations changed.
That may change everything, right? Because And obviously, listen, every year we're hyped up, at the start of the season. You know what I'm saying? Every year where it's like, oh my God, 95?
Everybody.
95, 96? How could it be lower? And then
Kyle Schwarber's opening day was like, oh my God, we might win 113 games.
See, this is where guys are wrong, John, you're wrong. We expected to make the playoffs when we signed those guys.
Yeah,
and then we came out and played bad, right? Really bad. So that's
really,
it.
really
But the Sixers are forced. Like, the Sixers can't get over a second round, guys. So automatically, every new thing that's brought in, like Ryan said, every October, we're going to jump back in. Like blind loyalty. We're just, hey, we're back. This is the year. And we're going to tell you A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and we'll take you all the way to Z too. All right, because we're looking for things on why this year is going to be different. But in reality, Eagles are always expected to win. And I don't like to say after the year they had of making the postseason that we didn't all sit here on these airways and say, oh, it's win a playoff game or bust. Now, go to the Super Bowl, obviously not as much. We weren't going to go there, right? Fair. But all three of these teams were expected to win and win playoff games. The only one that maybe, to your point, Chrome, that you can say, oh, we need a championship with the Sixers, but I'll even rein that back in. We weren't asking for that. We were just saying get us past the second round. So none of these teams had, to be fair for all three, none of them had championship aspirations, like outside of like bold predictions, right? Yeah. To be fair.
You know what's funny too, and when I was thinking about like who I would argue for, I was thinking about, because we always hear this on telecast, like records of teams without Embiid or Harper or Hurts and all that stuff. So I was thinking about like, okay, if we have to go to that argument, okay, the success of how the Phillies did and all the, or when these guys missed time, because over the last 12 to 24 months they've missed some time.
Yeah, well, Phillies played great last year.
Without Embiid, they played really well. They had one of the better records without him, and then in the playoffs, you're like,
we talk about that all the time, like attention to detail. Remember the hot take last June or July, Greg, after Harper got hit, and I was like, watch, they're going to make the playoffs now. Like they're going to get scorching hot. Just because
JT shot up, Nick started having
a bold take. It was a bold take, obviously, but it's a hope. It's a hope take.
But the funny thing is, and this might just be a problem.
But we're not better off without Harper, right? We're not better. Like to your point, right? We're not going to be better off without Embiid. We're sure as hell not better off without Hurts. We were 0-2.
But I even thought of this, and this might just be a product of the NFL because everything's so shortened, everything's so immediate with that.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to make that argument, the argument would only support Jalen Hurts.
Exactly.
Because they look like they were the freaking, I'm not going to say Lions.
Well, most important position in sports.
We
know it. We know it. It's clear as day. It's the leader of your team. It takes on your quarterback. Your quarterback's personality goes all throughout a locker room in a city and an organization, right? And that's what we're witnessing. So Jalen's success is bigger than an athlete. That's my argument back at Jalen. Like, it's not that Jalen isn't come on. These are professional athletes. They're all great athletes. So it's not that Jalen isn't a great athlete. It's his intangibles are what make it better. His mind, his leadership. So that's what makes him get out all his success, right, guys? Like Embiid is a freak athlete. It's not even close. All right, maybe arguably one of the best athletes in the league in the NBA, which is full of sensational athletes.
Yep. Harper,
for what he does on a baseball field, he's always been an elite athlete. Yep. So, 18 on the cover, younger than that on the cover of Sports Illustrated, right? So, or 18, right, Greg? Or up at 18, whatever it was.
Yeah, I think it was 16 was on the cover.
16 cover. I went to daddy on that. 16 cover. And then up right away, right? Yeah. So this guy was a big time pitcher. He was a catcher. He played everywhere on a baseball field. So it's not like it's not like he's tied to do something, to do one thing. So he's a great athlete. I'm just making the argument for all of them real quick, just to make it clear. Like they all have that. The one thing, and I'll circle back to Joel, is like I try to remove the bad taste, right? Because when I came in here, I was going to disagree. And I actually thought more people were going to disagree. So I'm like, all right, I'll fight for Joe. But when you look at his footwork, when you look at some of the things that guy can do on a court at 7, I think we forget he's 7'2" sometimes, right? So that's what makes him so athletically gifted.
Yep.
But when you add the intangibles of leadership, of work ethic, that doesn't make you a better athlete than somebody. That makes you a better leader and maybe a better winner. But it doesn't necessarily make you the better athlete. That's why this argument's so hard. It's so hard to be had that it's like we try to put everything into a blender. And when you're talking about an athlete, you can't blender it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You can't throw everything in. Who's a better winner? Who's the best leader in Philly? Well, Joe ain't even on the conversation.
Well, it's almost like we have to.
That's number one.
Instead of it being like athlete, it's got to be who's the best player.
Yeah, because now Chrome is like his weightlifting and his bench pressing and all the other bullshit that he wanted that in there. That like any Joe Schmo can go lift weights at a high level. Makes sense. That's my argument back to you. Just to circle
not
back
at that
to
level. Not at that level.
Dude, he's a freaking Division I college athlete. You act like it's like
that don't mean shit. Not at that level.
Division I college athletes pump. He breaks records in his things that he does.
There's guys a lot bigger than him that talk about what he's done in the locker room and he puts them to shame. It's a fucking freak of nature.
Ralph, does Mo Bamba pump iron?
Probably.
I need a scouting.
He could bleed.
Yeah, the NBA pump's different than a football pump.
A different kind of pump.
It is. It's a lot different.
You know, it's just different. But
NBA
no, I don't
5-pound weights and then puts it on Instagram.
Yeah, if it's best player, it's probably I would probably lean towards Harper because of the longevity of it. And I ain't his daddy. So for me to say it just shows you, in my opinion, right? Best leader, it's got to be Hurts, right?
100%. Oh, 100%. 100%.
Best athlete,
Embiid.
That's where they all are different, right? They're all different. Not saying, again, we're not talking about those guys aren't great athletes. But this was fun. That was a fun argument.
Best flow.
It's just great watching Chrome be wrong, right? To lead off his argument. That just felt good for the public. Like, great argument after the fact, but you let off. You know what I mean? Bad lead off. Like Schwarber. Look at Schwarber lead off on an over 4 night.
It's not wrong. You don't give weightlifters credit for being athletes. No, that's fine.
I do not. Sorry. Never will. You know what I mean? I've seen some of those guys walking around the gym. Tell them to go sprint.
No, tell them to go sprint. Tell them to pull a piece of bread apart.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Ask him to eat a hot dog.
We got to do a draft?
Yeah, Ralph, you want to get the order?
Yeah, so since Chrome is here, am I throwing him in or no?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, because we didn't start yet. We were gonna give you the last pick, Chrome, but you're here.
That's fine.
Give me a second.
What do we do?
Well, you're just going to leave Noah in the stream then?
Oh, there's Noah here.
Oh, Noah actually showed up. Oh shit! All right, so now we're back to we're back to 7. Give me a second. Jesus Christ! Oh my
God, this one.
I love on time. You know.
No, John, because he's not the best athlete. Like Jason Kelsey's not the best athlete in Philly. He's not. He's not. Like he's not. He's not. I'm sorry. He's freaking unbelievable. First ballot Hall of Famer. But like in terms of the best athlete,
all right, I'm ready.
Hi, ready. I'm Frank. Nice to meet you.
He might be the toughest Philadelphia athlete.
Yeah.
What's up, fellas?
You're talking that longevity and that grind down in the trenches. He might be the fucking toughest Philadelphia athlete.
Ralphie, put her on the screen.
All right. So we have 7 players, 7 guys in here. Obviously,
we're getting out of control here, though. By the way, with our comments in the chat.
Oh, Devontae Smith.
Yeah, that's another one of my sons. I just can't. Like,
let's just do players. I mean, that's me. I figured we all were on the same page, but yeah, that way it's all together.
Well, we can't now. The next year, you know what I mean? Next year, same time, same place. We will shift it to the best player in Philadelphia, and we will remove the athlete.
I figured it meant the same thing. It just ranked better on Google. Yeah,
it just does. Like to me, it doesn't in a way, right? But it does. Like I hear it. You know, I just think there's semantics with athletes that you can toss in. But go ahead. Here we go.
All right, so everybody's got 14% chance to get the number 1 pick. So
thanks for that clarification.
Yep. Just trying to be Adam Silver here. That's all.
This is definitely rigged then.
Will there be frozen envelopes?
Yeah. Randomized draft order. Here we go. Correct. Number 1 goes to Greg.
Let's go.
Ryan 2, Ralph 3, Tommy 4, Noah 5, Chrome
Well,
6.
that's some bullshit right here. Good night, everybody.
Greg 7. Greg 7. So Greg 1, Ryan 2, Ralph 3, Tommy 4, Noah 5, Chrome 6, Frank 7. Oh man. Jesus Christ. All right. That's the order. Don't blame me, Frank. I didn't do it.
Greg?
All right. With the
Greg's
number one
on
pick,
the clock.
I will take Bryce Harper.
Frank, you keeping the track of this?
Yeah.
Okay. Second overall pick, give me Embiid.
Damn it, man. I thought you were going to go Jalen, too. Obviously, give me Jalen Hurts, please. Number 3. Tommy's up. Number 4 pick.
Carter Hart's still out there.
If you think about it, Frank, you get the double dip. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whatever.
It's a.
Oh my God, he's actually
Frank, you're not going to get a trophy in the mail after we're done
I'm
picking,
kidding.
dude. Oh my God.
It all comes down
You're
to
going
the
to get one
fan
of those,
vote.
like,
You
those
Man.
like, plastic. Those
Send that
plastic
guy a
awards
beer.
trophies.
So this is like we're drafting the best athletes, right?
best player. Yeah, because like, are we not going to take a big guy because he's not pumping? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just do player. That way it's easier. That way we don't have any ridiculous things like, oh, this guy's better athlete than in the chat. Like, best player.
And we're talking right now, right?
Yes. Yeah. Not like, 5 years in the future. We're talking currently right
James Harden is still technically a Philadelphia sports
Correct.
athlete contracted.
now. Yes. Yeah. Harden is in, by the way. for
Harden
anyone
is a
wondering.
go. He's up for grabs. Noah, I'll trade you my 2nd round pick.
This is like the worst pick in the draft, by the way. Like the fourth. Like you can't be anywhere because now I got to really think about like
Yeah.
like
The
on
first
the
3
spot.
are easy.
This is where the draft begins.
This
This is where the draft begins.
It's like the NBA draft, right? We already know the first 3 picks. Now what's going to happen at 4? You know?
James,
What happens at
Ralph,
four?
you just took James Wiseman. Now the draft starts.
Yep. Yeah, now the draft started. Yep. Frank's mad. He's not going to get a putt-putt trophy. A plastic putt-putt trophy.
You know what? Give me this might be a shock to people. Give me a Hassan Reddick.
No, that's a
Oh,
good
okay.
pick. No, that's a good
That's
pick.
a good pick.
I'm just like trying to think. Like, I mean, I'm trying to think of like the most impactful guys on each team, right? And like,
Yeah.
I got some. I'm not gonna say names out loud. Like, I hate people do that in the draft, right? But I had some guys that like were like there, and I'm like,
7 guys.
I mean, this guy went and he dominated. He dominated the end position and was a big reason on why our defense, numbers wise, etc., on why we got to where where we got to where we were. He's one of the big surprises on why this Eagles team was better. So I'll take Hassan Reddick.
He's why 49ers fans are still in shambles.
Yeah, they're still upset.
And
Noah,
Debo.
you're on the clock. You're up, Noah.
Devontae Smith.
All right.
I love it. You know, I was
like
gonna go
that.
there. I was gonna go there, but I thought people were gonna, a little Homer talk.
All right, Chrome. I remember Chrome. No Cardinals. Phillies, Flyers.
Give me the Super Bowl best tackle in football. I'm gonna go Lane Johnson.
That's a good pick.
Nice.
That's a good pick.
Freaking sensational pick. Yeah. Reddick gets by him though.
I don't know. Nobody got by him last year.
No, nobody gets by him. I'm just.
Do we know Lane
Well,
Johnson?
Spencer Litt's better. Spencer Litt
know
works.
Lane Johnson deadlift for Lane Johnson by any chance in the chat?
Deadlift.
By the way, there's not many.
I could
there's
Google
many-
that.
I'm gonna give me and Crum some credit real quick because there's not many sports personalities in the country that can literally go at each other's throats, probably despise each other for about 50 seconds, and then circle it back.
That's what we do. And we'll just keep circling it back the whole show.
Yeah, it won't stop.
Frank, you're on the clock. You get the double dip, brother.
All right, give me the swole Batman, AJ Brown.
Okay.
And for my 8th pick, because I got to wait a while until I pick again. Thanks, randomizer. You
You're welcome.
asshole. Give me
You're welcome.
Tyrese Maxey.
Ooh,
Okay.
That's my next one.
All right, Chrome, you're on the clock. 5 seconds.
This one's tough. I don't even know if I know any Flyers to take them at this point.
That should be a game in itself.
Kevin Hayes.
Will a flyer be taken?
Well, they have to, right? We need 4.
Yeah, but you don't have to. No, you don't have to draft one from each team. You just can't draft all.
You
from-
can't draft
Oh,
4
you
from
just
the
can't
same
have. Okay,
team.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Be
So
like,
you
I'm
can't have
drafting the
4 all
Phillies.
Eagles. Yeah.
Oh man. Give me Zach Wheeler.
Okay. Noah, you're back on the clock.
Outstanding.
Welcome to have you.
Let's see. Yeah, this is tough. All right, give me.
That's a nice sculpt there.
Well, thank you.
Give me Jason Kelsey.
Fuck you. Damn it.
All right, well, he wasn't. If Ralph's upset, he wasn't getting to me.
All right, Tommy, back on the clock. Second pick overall. Or second pick, I should say.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy. Give me JT.
Damn it.
Ralph, don't you do it. I'm just going to tell you. Don't you do it.
Do it, Ralph. Do it.
I had to do it. I mean, he's arguably the best catcher.
Yeah.
The best position in the sport.
Yep.
Do it, Ralph. Do it.
Do it.
Could use him to start hitting soon. I know he did tonight. Yeah, I know he did today. So great.
He started the rally. Yeah. Nice.
Molly,
So
AJ got
3
AJ got taken like 5 minutes ago.
Unlike somebody who's 0 for 6 with 2 Ks on a night where we had 17 hits. Solid day.
And we had 17 hits. That's awesome.
Give me Hoagie Fest Lover. Give me Kyle Schwarber.
Like we were just talking about him. 0 for 6, 2 Ks on a night where he had 17 hits.
Yep.
Welcome to the party. Even Derek Hall of Fame Hall had a hit.
But Ralph just took him, so he's going to turn things around now.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's destiny now. Is it
But I
maybe
mean-
Ralphie?
Yeah, you're up.
Schwarberfest is a good reason to take somebody though.
Oh,
great
absolutely.
spot.
Great Hoagies.
Discounted hoagies.
Yes.
I'm going to stay on the same team. Give
Maybe
me
he'll
Castellanos.
catch a fucking fly ball.
Give me Castellanos.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to take him. That was.
You were not going to take him?
No, it was between
No,
those
he's
two.
yeah.
That's what it was
okay.
between.
He's hot right now.
Yeah, I
Alright,
was
Greg,
like,
you're up.
I was going back and forth with those
And
two.
you get the double dip.
Love me some double dip.
So my point is, I think
You're
Nicky
not-
went right where he should.
Yeah.
Like I think if I would have taken him, that's probably early over JT. Like
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I was caught.
Yep.
See, Greg,
I
I
will
can't say
go,
double dip because the last time I said double dip came out triple dick.
Yep.
Good times. Good times. There's
Hey,
dicks.
Greg,
Talk about a
and-
callback.
and
Talk about an
Greg doesn't
A2D
dip in row.
callback.
Yeah.
Right
Best
on.
dicks I've been a part of.
Also during another draft online on air, by the way.
Yeah, the fantasy draft.
You can find that in Pornhub now.
I will go with Tobias Harris,
Good one.
and I will dive into that pool. Give me Carter Hart.
Damn it! That was gonna be my third pick, dude. If
You
nobody
really went.
was
You
gonna
really went to
pick
Bias
him, I
Harris
would
over
just
Harden.
have him.
And the first flyer is off the board.
Really?
Well,
Probably
it's on
the only
brand of
flyer.
him. It's on brand of him.
Would I pick James Harden in anything?
don't
No,
know.
I get it. I don't think the bias hit even makes it my team in this.
No,
It's
Tobias is
probably
going to
not.
hurt your fan vote. It's going to hurt
Probably
your
not.
fan
But I
vote.
needed a Sixer, and I couldn't go bang bang
Well, do you
Niang.
need one from every team though?
No.
Yeah.
You don't.
Okay.
No. You just
Niang's
can't
not
force
even on the
pitches.
team anymore.
I know. That's why I
Phillies-
said that. I said I couldn't go bang bang Niang.
Philly Sports with Bake says, Greg, your list is officially last now that you picked Tobias.
No, dude, it's assassin score. Assassin score.
Only three
Ryan,
people
you're
have ever
up.
said that. Tobias, his father, and you.
It may.
I don't love his injuries, but I feel like he would be good to go here. Give me Dallas Goedert, top 4
that's a
tight
good
end in the league, arguably.
Mm-mm.
And I really don't want to take
Another
Martin.
person that I wish he could stay healthy for a very long time, and he plays hockey in the city. Give me Sean Couturier.
That was the only other option that with the
If he
Flyers.
ever plays again at this point.
Am I up now?
Mhm.
Yes. This is when I gotta start thinking. I gotta start processing elimination of guys that got
We're-
picked.
We're in the mud now. We're down in the mud.
Yep. Paul Reed.
Might not be a Sixer.
This is where Mo Bamba starts getting.
Yeah,
in the
Mo
conversation.
Bamba.
How about Matvey Mishkov? Anybody?
Oh my god.
I think Bryson Stott's sensational. I think Bryson
That's a good
Stott.
It's a really
And
good
there's
pick.
another guy too. I could have went right here, but he's 12th in the league in batting. That's not by accident. So it's pretty hard to do to be batting over 300, especially the 25-year-old in this league. He's a Gold Glove second baseman. He's a Gold Glove second baseman. Probably win a Gold Glove this year. That's how good he has been defensively. I mean, really that good. And if you watch him night in, night out, that's how good he's been. A guy don't strike out in a league full of strikeouts. So I'm just making my argument on why I think he's like that good. And he's probably a little still underrated here because we have so much other star power that he gets to float through this team a little bit. But if you watch the Phillies or get a chance to, not saying people don't, like just talking, like, you know, if you get a chance to really watch them nightly, that dude's special, man.
Yeah.
That dude is special.
Well, he was great leading off for us too. And
Yeah.
He grinds at bats like he's a 10-year veteran.
Oh, so fun to watch as a bat.
It is. It really is.
He has quality at bats. I don't know if he doesn't have quality at bats ever. Like he might, if you like, they probably chart him, I'm sure, on what they consider quality at bats. I'll be hard pressed that he's got 2 handfuls this whole year of like bad ones.
Right.
He's always grinding. Even if he doesn't get a hit, he runs the pitch count up at least.
Mhm.
Sweet,
No,
sweet.
well,
So I'm hoping with the pick, I get some cookies sent to the place. You know what I mean? That's what I'm hoping with the pick, right? Who doesn't want some cookies sent over?
We know your truth.
Noah, you're up. Noah.
You got it.
We know.
You get them eye bookies out of
Who
your eyes
knows?
there?
Who knows if he'll be here the whole year? Let's go.
Yeah, I'm crying over this.
Aaron Noah.
I was wondering where he'd go.
Yeah,
That's my guy, so I can't hate the pick. It's well worth it.
Am
I
I
pitched
wrong?
better against better teams. You noticed
Pitched
that
the
this
Jet
year?
last night. Yeah.
Yeah, his best games came against better teams. It's funny. It's weird.
Yeah, make that make sense.
Always Martian. Martian always.
Am I wrong? Is Trey Turner still on the board?
Trey Turner is on the board.
Oh, I don't know how that happened. I mean, I know he's not having a great year, but the guy's just a professional. I mean, if it doesn't happen this year, he's going to bounce back. I'd go with Trey Turner. hands
Yeah,
down.
right now I just don't think he's a better
Trey
player.
Turner is a fantastic
guys.
shortstop, and but he belongs on the Phillies. So
And
that
he's got like 15 errors. So
Yeah.
I had one yesterday too.
yeah,
This is the guy that like this time next year he might be like,
one.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
but it's like so
Might be an
as a
MVP
Philly,
he might be like an MVP candidate now.
Yeah. He's having the Nick year.
You might be in that
Yeah.
conversation
Yeah.
for the poll question, right?
He's
I
what
mean,
we have. Yeah, he's had the transition year. It's a transition year. A lot of pressure, a lot of money.
He might be like 7 by September. Who knows? I don't think so, but you know what I'm saying. All we
might
need
skip
is a
top
month and a
10.
half of Trey Turner, and he might.
Oh yeah, not even 2 weeks of scorching hot.
Well, I'll take a week.
Numbers fly up the charts.
Yeah.
I would just take
you're
him
up.
playing great
Fine.
defensive
You doubled it.
baseball.
Yeah.
All right.
Frank's last
For
two.
my pick, I am going to stay in the well of the Philadelphia Phillies. I am going to go with one Mr. Alec Boehm.
It's a great pick. That was going to be that or Stott for me. That's where I was struggling with.
And to conclude my picks, I'm going to go with a true underdog story. Give me the left tackle of your Philadelphia Eagles, one Mr. I love to sing at my wedding, the greatest voice in all of Philly sports, one Mr. Jordan Mailata.
Took
Good
my
pick
son
also.
from me.
God damn, I think that's such a slap in the face.
Just came in and robbed my son from me.
There's so many other guys on that team. There's so many other guys on that team that could be picked in front of Jordan Mailata. Yeah, we got a little homerism going just went on here. Little Frank likes the music,
Let's see. I got
Yeah.
which is fine.
I don't know how many
Great.
guys.
I'm not
I
going
don't
to
even know,
start
I'm not
naming
even
all the
saying.
Eagles, but
Yeah, I was gonna
Right,
say
so-
like I don't know.
go to the
how
other
many
side of
guys
the
more,
football.
right?
Go to the other side of the football. There's
Oh,
a
I'm
ton.
there. Oh, I'm there. I'm
There's a
looking
ton
at
over
you
there.
right now. I'm
Yeah,
looking
say
at
hello to a couple. You know what I mean?
Frank's got one more, I believe.
No,
No,
he's
he
done.
did
No,
better.
he
I
doubled
already
it.
double dipped.
You're
Frank,
up now.
could-
This is your last pick.
How many are we picking? 4 or 5?
Four. Just 4.
Oh, I thought we were picking 5. Okay. Shit.
Makes it easy
Okay.
for the image, Chrome.
That makes it a little harder.
Yep, always an agenda here, Chrome. Image gate.
No Cardinals, remember.
Yepes!
Can't go Pujols. Man, that was great.
Hell,
to see
I'm
him
doing
pick up
everybody a
the-
favor. Nobody can see my image on the screen tonight.
No, we can see you.
We can
No, we
you.
see you loud and clear, bud.
You're still awake. We
Oh,
don't.
you mean your shirt off? No, yeah.
Oh,
No, we can
Wait.
see you now.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Totally.
You joined from a smartphone.
I assumed my cam wasn't working.
Oh no, it's
working.
You're live.
You're fine.
You're laying down.
Thank
You're looking
God.
at the ceiling. Yeah, you're good to go, dude. You're on your water bed.
Outstanding.
Eyes are slightly awake.
Thank God. Thank God your camera.
All right, well, we'll see what happens in a half hour.
Did you think we were going to let you on without a camera?
Yeah,
I mean,
who
we
the
could
hell
just have you on
knows?
camera. You could just be Justin Ear, but
All right, who's up?
well,
I remember that.
Me, I was just waiting
Bro,
for you
you
guys
still
to
up?
stop talking.
Yeah, Chrome's up.
No, just blur it in.
Yeah, Noah cut in.
Do
twice.
I go with the multi-time future Hall of Fame All-Star who sucked in Game 7, or do I go a little different here and do I go with an anticipatory pick?
You do whatever you want.
I'm going to go with an anticipatory pick because I truly believe in this pick, and I'm going to go Jalen Carter here because I think that dude's going to be a fucking freak of nature on this team. I'm going Jalen Carter.
Bench press numbers on that, please.
I can
Sorry.
Google that for you. I also don't know that if Harden's probably going to be here next year. Let's be realistic.
As long as he's not behind the wheel of a car, we'll be all right.
All right.
Who's next?
Man.
Noah's up. Noah's up.
Noah's up.
Yep, Noah's up for his last pick.
All righty.
This is your last pick.
Thanks, Tebow.
Here's an outside the box one.
Lauren Hart.
Gaspard Godstock from the Philadelphia Union.
Give me Nakobe Dean.
All right, we're out of fucking control here.
Yeah, no, I mean this is now we're getting disrespectful.
All right, I'll
That's
take him. I don't care. Nobody else wants to take him. I'll take him. Give me James Harden.
James.
The Carter was the first part. Now we're going with guys.
Yeah, like I'm anti Harden, but I can't not take him.
So if they trade Harden for Zach LaVine, can we sub in Zach LaVine on your
Sure,
list?
hate both.
It'll be a seamless transition.
Oh my God.
Not a fan of a lot of guys wearing Sixers colors right now, Chrome. I mean, and no matter who comes in, probably not going to be a fan of right now. Even though I clamored,
I'm up.
Clamored for Joel for 25 minutes.
No, it's,
Thanks, Debo.
Yeah, Tom.
I'm gonna go Tommy's boy. I'm gonna go Darius Slay. Give me Darius Slay.
Deserves to be on it. Absolutely does.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying with the Mulata. That's sort of where my head was at. Not that Mulata is like a bad pick.
Mhm.
Like that's where my head was going. So like Darius, that side of the ball a little bit.
Ryan.
Maybe not the Nakobe yet. Maybe not the Nakobe yet.
I would
love
take him
Nakobe,
play
but
before.
Play a couple snaps.
Greg, because I'm between two guys, so I think both guys that I'm looking at should be on the list. Greg, do you know which team, like that the guy you're thinking about playing, like who's the team?
Eagles.
Does he play defense?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go. Okay, I'll let you take him then because I think both of them should be on there. Give me Ranger Suarez.
And I will end the draft with Fletcher Cox.
Oh, that's not the Eagles.
Oh, I was thinking somebody else.
I thought you were going BG.
Yeah.
You must not know me and BG.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, not a BG fan.
Oh.
This is the
Earl
first
Thomas,
I'm hearing
man.
of this.
I didn't know
The
that.
Earl Thomas days.
Yeah,
still draft Earl
I've known
Thomas.
this guy freaking way too long, and I don't know where the hell this came from.
No.
I still draft
So-
Earl Thomas.
This is
Shut
brand new. I've never heard this before.
I've always not been a BG fan. I respect him. Obviously, biggest play. In
Do you hate
history.
that whole Super Bowl team?
No.
He's anti-winning, Rye.
I
He's
still draft Earl
anti-win.
Thomas.
You won us a Super Bowl.
You
You're on the shit list.
I still
You hate
draft
the
Earl Thomas.
coach. You hate
Fucking
the
had a
quarterback,
fucking.
and you hate the guy who got the freaking sack.
Uh-oh, there's a fly.
I just don't understand. I
And
don't
who just set his
understand.
career number in sacks last year as well,
I
by
know,
the way.
that's what- I don't even think
Coming
he
off of a
sucks.
major injury.
You're not allowed to talk sports around Cass ever.
That's
Look,
fine.
You're
even
like the-
Debo
you're like the
Samuel's
uncle-
a BG fan.
You're the uncle who's like, this is not allowed. Like, Greg, what are you guys talking about over there? That's a no.
I'll
That's
give
a,
the
Better be
real
jump rope,
rundown.
God damn it! Better be goddamn jump rope.
I'll give a real rundown of Philly sports.
Can I sub in BG and get Ranger out of here just
Yes,
as
go
a
ahead.
respect thing?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're gonna allow
God.
that. Yes.
yeah, Ranger.
I knew you were gonna pick Fletcher, so I knew that.
Ranger, N'Kobe, just a little too soon on. That's all.
Yeah.
Mulata,
I'll go
even
Ranger.
though I think there's other guys who may could have went before him, I think deserves to be on the list, right? So I do, you know what I mean? I do think certain guys, but I do like the ability to project a little bit, right?
Mhm.
I think that's fun in something like this too. So both of those players, Carter, N'Kobe, I like their projections. So hopefully they are a part of this list when we're in November. Or we're gonna be like, oh, this sucks.
So, Greg, read off your four guys.
Bryce,
Shocking.
Tobias, Carter
Very
Hart,
shocking.
and Fletcher Cox.
That list is horrendous.
It's weak. It's
I mean, you imagine hurting Harper like
It's
that.
Mid.
Like, how could you hurt Harper that bad?
My
Who was
hatred
two?
for a couple guys.
Who was
it's
two?
me. I have Embiid, Castellanos, Goddard, Brandon Graham.
Thank
I
you.
had
Thank you.
Jalen Hurts, Kyle Schwarber, Sean Couturier, and Darius Slay.
Hassan Reddick. I think that takes
You
Stott
took
second.
JT.
Oh,
JT.
JT second, Realmuto second,
Stott.
Stott third,
Stott.
and I wrapped
Harden.
it. I wrapped it around with the great James Harden. If he wasn't such a goddamn mutt, that list is phenomenal. The mutt, you know what I mean? The mutt brings it down.
Oh, don't worry. He'll earn about 36 cents of that 36 million this year.
Yeah, I got to venture to guess he's going to earn it.
Yeah,
if he
He's the
plays.
NBA, so
Yeah,
it's
my ass.
I mean,
Noah, who was your four, Noah?
I can't do this tonight.
All right, I got Devontae Smith, Jason Kelsey, Aaron Nola, and N'Kobe Dean.
Man, that last pick kills it.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh, well,
like N'Kobe. I like N'Kobe too. It's just
Not there yet, but we'll find out. He did he did say it, so I'll give it.
Chrome.
I got Lane Johnson, Zach Wheeler, Trey Turner, and Jalen Carter.
And I got Swole Batman, Tyrese Maxey, Alec Boehm, and Jordan Mailata.
Yeah, Frank. I mean, Frank will probably get the most votes online because he's got a bunch of fan favorites. He knew what he was doing here. You know what I mean? Frank knows the direction he was going here. A lot of fan favorites on that list, right? Right, boys?
Yeah.
Rightfully
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Like if you look at
Let's see what
Frank's
you
list,
did, Frank.
a lot of people like the masses never criticize. You have a whole list of aren't allowed to be criticized by the masses, right? Like has Tyrese ever had a bad thing said about him?
Probably not.
He could stink and be like, well, he's a bad. You know what I mean? It's not on him.
Still 21.
Yeah. Mulata,
Doc
obviously.
doesn't develop young players.
Yeah, Doc. Yeah, Dr. Doc.
I'd be stunned if Frank's list doesn't win.
Yeah.
I'd be
And I'm
shocked.
proud of my list, too.
Yeah, I feel good.
Got a cookie.
I picked Embiid probably the worst time of his career. And he just won MVP, which is ironic.
Don't you think?
Well, I took Trey too. The same thing. Worst season he's had in his career, but like you guys said, takes 1 month for that dude. Turn it around, it's done. Game over.
Yep.
Yeah, all great lists.
Yeah, almost all.
All great.
Thanks, Tom.
No, I was complimenting you. I don't think Sweat
Oh,
and
I'm
Dickerson
sure.
should be on the list, but I do think Dickerson should be on the list. I do not think Josh Sweat should be on the list. I do think Landon Dickerson should have probably been on the list. I can make the case Landon Dickerson's better than Jordan Mailata too. And it wouldn't be that hard for me to make that argument.
Does Bradbury deserve to be an honorable mention?
He's close.
Yeah.
He's close.
There.
Based off the year he had last year, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Trying to think. There's really I was trying to think of players. Like I
If-
can't believe
if
30.
No,
CJ
Jose Alvarado
CJ
deserves to be
Eagles
an
captain.
Yeah.
Jose Alvarado was unhittable last year before
I thought about
before
taking
Alvarez
him
got
actually.
Yeah, I mean, he was sensational. So
I had
and he
him
still
and
is.
Kimbrel on. Kimbrel doesn't have the longevity, but
Yeah.
Not here in Philly
No.
for that.
No.
Career wise, obviously.
But he's been damn lights out so far.
Yeah, once he got slotted into that spot, he's been tremendous.
He's been rejuvenated, right? Because he wasn't this good with the Dodgers last year.
No, and there might not be a
mean-
better might not be a better reliever in baseball stuff wise than Jose Alvarado.
Now that he's fixed.
Do you know one, Greg? Like I'm trying to think.
No.
Like,
I mean, there's some filthy relievers, so I'm sure there's names out there, but he's up there for sure. Yeah, Matt Slay was on the list. Somebody took Slay. Rye, you did, right?
Oh, no, I did.
Ralphie did.
did.
Yeah.
Ralphie did, yeah.
oh,
No, I mean, that
Yeah, go ahead.
the lefty that can throw strikes is damn near unhittable.
It's fun.
And we see that with Soto now too, right? Soto's even revamped himself from earlier in the year and has gotten back to being that effectively wild.
Yeah, effectively wild is a good thing.
Absolutely. When you're throwing at triple digits.
Like Mitch always talks about first pitch strike, and then have guys starting to chase.
Yep.
You get more guys to chase, you get first pitch strike. So listen, fun. We said an hour. Look at us. We usually never hold to that.
No.
So happy to say we made it. We are here.
Made it.
So this was a fun show. A2D
Yeah, it was.
Wednesday nights. We are brought to you by Philly Sports Strips. Go book your getaway today. Eagles schedule released. You can get into Clearwater next year for the Phillies already. Greg's got a VHS that he's trying to get to work.
What
It's like
What
the
is
NWO's
going
taking
on?
over for him.
So make sure you go book your trip.
World order.
PhillySportsTrips.com is where you can find them. Next Friday night, Dolan's right near Ralphie, right, Ralphie?
Yeah.
I think Dolan's is right by you.
Yeah.
We'll be at Dolan's Bar, 3 to 4 o'clock. Myself, Urban Fryer, Hollis Thomas, Les Bowen, and Paul Domwich. So make sure you stop over. We'll be talking Eagles. Come get some cocktails, hang out. 3 to 4 o'clock. Get a little day drinking, a little day sip, get a little day swig. Boys, anything else?
Nope.
Good start to the road trip for the Phils.
Great start. Couldn't ask for a better start.
2 big wins.
Find a way tomorrow, and then maybe go take 2 or 3 from Miami. And wow,
We're feeling good going into All-Star break.
Amen.
yeah. Let's keep it up. Keep it up, Phils. All right, boys. Great show as always. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Same time-ish, same place.